My assessors at Oxford fail me. The assessors are motivated by racial bias when they fail my PhD.
This student from Tamil Nadu said Oxford University forcibly transferred her from a PhD to a master's program without her consent.
I joined Oxford University in October 2018 to pursue my PhD on Shakespeare in the English faculty.
But during the assessment process known as the confirmation of status in the fourth year of studies in November 2021,
my assessors at Oxford failed me by reasoning in the assessment report that Shakespeare does not have scope for doctoral level studies.
Although Oxford initially approved her research on Shakespeare, two assessors raised concerns in her fourth year, leading to the rejection of her PhD and her transfer to a master's course.
There were two white students in my own October 2018 PhD cohort who pursued their PhD thesis on Shakespeare. Their PhD thesis on Shakespeare was approved, while mine was not. So I believe that the assessors are motivated by racial bias.
Balakrishnan already held 2 master's degrees and claimed to have spent around ₹1 crore on tuition and living expenses in Oxford. Raised in southern India by her father after the early loss of her mother, she was the first in her family to study abroad, a journey marked by immense sacrifices.
When I applied to Oxford, I clearly mentioned in my application that my PhD thesis is going to be on Shakespeare. The scope of my PhD thesis has continued to remain the same since the time of my application to Oxford.
To begin a PhD at Oxford, candidates must submit a research proposal, academic transcripts, recommendations, and a personal statement, often after securing an appropriate supervisor in their field. Faculty members and assessors review each application to ensure it aligns with Oxford's rigorous academic standards and supervision availability.
Since December 2021, I filed several appeals and complaints in various stages, both within the university as well as in the Office of the Independent Adjudicator.
The OIA, an independent body that reviews complaints about higher education institutions, has sided with Oxford. The university responded that all students are informed of the criteria guiding academic progress, stating that not all students achieve the requirements for doctoral work.
However, I'm not challenging the academic judgment of the assessors. I'm challenging the decision on the grounds of racial bias and procedural irregularity.
The Queen's College, where Balakrishnan studied, is affiliated to Oxford University and has also expressed concerns regarding her treatment, noting that no serious issues were raised in her term reports. The college questioned the appeal process that led to her transfer to a master's course and pointed out potential errors in how the rules were applied. 2 professors specializing in this area of Shakespeare also said her research had potential and merits a PhD.
In my case, they forcibly transferred me without my consent and violated the principles of natural justice by transferring me to the MLet before I could even appeal the decision and have the outcome of that appeal.
According to Oxford protocols, a PhD student may be transferred to a master's degree if their thesis progress is deemed unsatisfactory or if they are not meeting the required standards. However, this typically involves a formal process and is usually considered after a thorough review of the student's work.
For more informative videos like this, keep watching India Today Newsmo.